Section 1 of Selected Poems. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to find out how you can volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Selected Poems by Jessie Fauset. Rondeau, read by Newgatenovelist. When April's here and meadows wide once more with spring's sweet growths are pied, I close each book, drop each pursuit, and past the brook, no longer mute, I joyous roam the countryside. Look, here the violets shy abide, and there the mating robins hide. How keen my senses, how acute, when April's here! And list! Down where the shimmering tide hard by that farthest hill doth glide, rise faint strains from shepherd's flute, Pan's pipes and Beres' Sintian lute. Each sight, each sound, fresh joys provide, when April's here. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. La Vie c'est la vie by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. On summer afternoons I sit quiescent by you in the park, and idly watch the sunbeams gild and tint the ash tree's bark. Or else I watch the squirrels frisk and chaffer in the grassy lane, and all the while I mark your voice, breaking with love and pain. I know a woman who would give her chance of heaven to take my place, to see the love light in your eyes, the love glow on your face. And there's a man whose lightest word can set my chilly blood afire. Fulfillment of his least behest defines my life's desire. But he will none of me, nor I of you, nor you of her. 'Tis said the world is full of jests like these. I wish that I were dead. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Christmas Eve in France by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. O little Christ, why do you sigh as you look down tonight on breathless France, on bleeding France, and all her dreadful plight? What bows your childish head so low? What turns your cheek so white? O little Christ, why do you moan? What is it that you see in mourning France, in martyred France, and her great agony? Does she recall your own dark day, your own Gethsemane? O little Christ, why do you weep? Why flow your tears so sore? For pleading France, for praying France, a suppliant at God's door. God sweetened not my cup, you say. Shall he for France do more? O little Christ, what can this mean? Why must this horror be? For fainting France, for faithful France, and her sweet chivalry. I bled to free all men, you say. France bleeds to keep men free. O little lovely Christ, you smile. What guerdon is in store for gallant France, for glorious France, and all her valiant corps? Behold, I live, and France, like me, shall live for evermore. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Dead Fires by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. If this is peace, this dead and leaden thing, then better far the hateful fret, the sting, better the wound forever seeking balm, than this grey calm. Is this pain surcease? Better far the ache, the long drawn dreary day, the night's white wake, better the choking sigh, the sobbing breath, than passion's death. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Oriflamme by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I can remember when I was a little young girl, how my old mammy would sit out of doors in the evenings, and look up at the stars and groan, and I would say, "Mammy, what makes you groan so?" And she would say, "I am groaning to think of my poor children. They do not know where I be, and I don't know where they be. I look up at the stars, and they look up at the stars." Sojourner Truth. I think I see her sitting bowed and black, stricken and seared with slavery's mortal scars, reft of her children, lonely, anguished, yet still looking at the stars. Symbolic Mother, we thy myriad sons, pounding our stubborn hearts on freedom's bars, clutching our birthright, fight with faces set, still visioning the stars. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Oblivion by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. From the French of Massillon Quoique, Haiti. I hope when I am dead that I shall lie in some deserted grave. I cannot tell you why, but I should like to sleep in some neglected spot, unknown to everyone, by everyone forgot. There lying I should taste with my dead breath the utter lack of life, the fullest sense of death. And I should never hear the note of jealousy or hate, the tribute paid by passers-by to tombs of state. To me would never penetrate the prayers and tears that futilely bring torture to dead and dying ears. There I should lie annihilate, and my dead heart would bless oblivion, the shroud and envelope of happiness. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Rencontre by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. My heart, which beat so passionless, leaped high last night when I saw you. Within me surged the grief of years, and whelmed me with its endless rue. My heart, which slept so still, so spent, awoke last night, to break anew. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Here's April by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. This town that yesterday was dark and mean, and dank and raw with winter's freezing air, is light itself today, and verdant sheen gold-tinted, and besprent with perfume rare. Translated overnight to a parterre, that makes me dream of Araby and Spain, and all the healing places of the earth, where one lays by his woe, his bitter pain, for peace and mirth. Old winter that stayed by us black and drear, and laid his blighting seal on everything, is vanished. Is it true he once was here? Mark how the ash trees bud, and children sing, and birds set up a faint, shy jargoning, and healing balm pours out from bowl and leaf. For spring, sweet April's here in tree and grass. Oh, foolish heart to fret so with your grief, this too shall pass. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Rain Fugue by Jessie Fauset, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Slanting, driving summer rain, how you wash my heart of pain, how you make me think of trees, ships and gulls and flashing seas. In your furious tearing wind swells a chant that heals my mind, and your passion high and proud makes me shout and laugh aloud. Autumn rains that start at dawn, dropping veils of thinnest lawn, soaking sod between dank grasses, sweeping golden leaves in masses, blotting, blurring out the past. In a dream you hold me fast, calling, coaxing to forget things that are, for things not yet. Winter tempest, winter rain, hurtling down with might and main, you but make me hug my hearth, laughing, sheltered from your wrath. Now I woo my dancing fire, piling, piling driftwood higher. Books and friends and pictures old hearten while you pound and scold. Pattering, wistful showers of spring set me to remembering far off times and lovers too, gentle joys and heartbreak rue. Memories I'd as lief forget were not oblivion sadder yet. Ah, you twist my mind with pain, wistful, whispering April rain. Summer, autumn, winter rain, how you ease my heart of pain. Whispering, wistful showers of spring, how I love the hurt you bring. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Divine Afflatus by Jessie Fauset, read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Tell me, swart children of the Southland, chopping at cotton in the sandy soil, what do ye dream? What deeds, what words of heroes leaven and lighten up your toil? Know ye of Louverture who freed a nation? Heard ye of Crispus Attucks, or of Young? Does fiery Vesey stir the spark within ye, or Douglas, of the rare and matchless tongue? That Washington who moulded a Tuskegee, does he inspire ye? Does brave Moton thrill? Mark ye Du Bois, that proud unyielding eagle, beckoning ye higher than the highest hill? But the swart children of the Southland, stopping to dash the sweat beads from dull brows, answer, these names mean nothing to us. they nor the unheard causes they espouse. Only we know meek Jesus, thorn encircled, broken and bleeding in his passion's toils, and Lazarus sharing crumbs with dogs, and Job, potsherd in hand, a-scraping at his boils. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Words, Words by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. How did it happen that we quarrelled, we two who loved each other so? Only the moment before we were one, using the language that lovers know. And then of a sudden a word, a phrase, that struck at the heart like a poniard's blow, and you went berserk, and I saw red, and love lay between us, bleeding and dead, dead, when we'd loved each other so. How could it happen that we quarrelled? Think of the things we used to say. What does it matter, dear, what you do? Love such as ours has to last for aye. Try me, I long to endure your test. Love, we shall always love, come what may. What are the words the apostle saith? In the power of the tongue are life and death. Think of the things we used to say. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Touché by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Dear, when we sit in that high placid room, loving and doving as all lovers do, laughing and leaning so close in the gloom, what is the change that creeps sharp over you? Just as you raise your fine hand to my hair, bringing that glance of mixed wonder and rue. Black hair, you murmur, so lustrous and rare, beautiful too, like a raven's smooth wing. Surely no gold locks were ever more fair. Why do you say every night that same thing? Turning your mind to some old constant theme, half meditating and half murmuring. Tell me, that girl of your young manhood's dream, her you loved first in that dim long ago, had she blue eyes? Did her hair goldly gleam? Does she come back to you softly and slow, stepping wraithwise from the depths of the past, quickened and fired by the warmth of our glow? There, I've divined it, my wit holds you fast. Nay, no excuses, 'tis little I care. I knew a lad in my own girlhood's past. Blue eyes he had, and such waving gold hair. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Noblesse Oblige by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Lulette, who attires my hair, lost her lover. Lulette weeps, trails her hand before her eyes, hangs her head and mopes and sighs, mutters of the pangs of hell, fills the circumambient air with her plaints and her despair, looks at me. May you never know, Ma'mselle, love's harsh cruelty. Love's dart lurks in my heart too. None may know the smart, throbbing underneath my smile, burning, pricking all the while that I dance and sing and spar, juggling words and making quips, to hide the trembling of my lips. I must laugh, what time I moan to moon and star to help me stand the gaff. What a silly thing is pride! Lollat bears her heart, heedless that each runner reads all her thoughts and all her needs. What I hide with my soul's life, Lollat tells with tear and cry, blurs her pain with sob and sigh. Happy Lollat, she! I must jest while sorrow's knife stabs in ecstasy. If I live, I shall outlive. Meanwhile, I am barred from expression of my pain. Let my heart be torn in twain, only I may know the truth. Happy Lollat, blessed she, who may tell her agony. On me a seal is set. Love is lost, and, bitter ruth, pride is with me yet. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. The Return by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. I that had found the way so smooth, with gilly flowers that beck and nod, now find that same road wild and steep, with need for compass and for rod. And yet with feet that bleed, I pant on blindly, stumbling back to God. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Fragment by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. The breath of life imbued those few dim days, yet all we had was this, a flashing smile, a touch of hands, and once a fleeting kiss. Blank futile death inheres these years between, still naught have you and I, but frozen tears, and stifled words, and once a sharp-caught cry. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. Courage, he said, by Jessie Fauset. Read for LibriVox.org by Newgatenovelist. Ulysses, debarking in the Lotus land, struck the one note that the hapless Ithacans, travel sick, mazed, bemused, could understand, and understanding follow. Courage, he said, remember, is not hope. He left the worn, safe ship, spume-stained and hollow. To be courageous is to face despair, and through the groves and thwart the ambient air resounded reedy echoes, face despair. But this they understood, and plunging on prepared for best, and most prepared for worst, found only in their stride a deep umbrageous wood, and grassy plains where they disported, eased and bathed lame feet within a purling stream, and murmured, Here, Odysseus, would we fain abide. But neither the stream's sweet ease, nor the shade of the vast beech trees, nor the blessed sense of the sweet, sweet soil, beneath feet salt cracked and worn, brought to them even then, still fainting and frayed and forlorn, such complete recompense as the knowledge that once again, facing the new and untried, they had kept the courage of men. For he who is courageous seeks no meed, naught flashing nor white blazons the fortitude with which he bears his burden, signalling him to the world for all men's seeing. His heart is calmly conscious of its might. The fact of courage, a sufficient guerdon, like beauty, is its own excuse for being. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain. And end of Selected Poems by Jessie Fauset. Thank you for listening.